you're making really good points. And I think it's important to note too. You kind of touched on this also, but everybody doesn't necessarily have a big family. Everybody doesn't have a huge support system, and so if it's just you, or if you're somebody who considers your friends to be your family, I think it's just thinking about what you're willing to put up with when it comes to the people that you surround yourself with, so that you don't have to compromise on your morals. Knowing who you are and feeling steady in that, so that when you start to surround yourself with new people in your life, that it's the type of people that you're attracted to, the type of people that you're drawn to. You don't feel like you have to be somebody else in order to be around them. And at the end of the day, you're going to feel more comfortable that way because you're being genuine. Because if you have to change who you are, have to compromise things to be around somebody, you are not going to be happy in the end. Yeah, you're going to be pretending, and it's going to get to a point where you're like, I'm fed up, I'm done. Or, then you have to go through that process of separating yourself. But if you go into a relationship and it's a healthy relationship with these new friends, then you don't have to. I mean, we're all human beings, so you might have fallouts and things that happen over the course of time, but you won't have to worry about having to like cleanse yourself of these people just like that.
Seriously.
Like that.
Woosah. Take a little woosah moment.
But you don't have to worry about cleansing yourself of those people if you didn't associate with them in the first place. So, know who you are. Be upfront about that in the beginning. Like you said, you're like, hey, I am a person of faith. I also have tattoos. I have this or that. Like,
let it spew. Like, who you are.
Yeah, this is who I am. If you don't like it, then, we don't have to be friends. Everybody doesn't have to be friends. And if you do, and you recognize something within me that you're like, I cling to that, I can relate to that, then all right, we can be friends. So.
Exactly. Because I think even, because I pointed at my tattoo earlier, it's in Old English font, it just says rebelde. So it's just Spanish for rebel. So really, that's an icebreaker too, because a lot of people ask like, well, oh, you're a rebel? And I just like, aha!
And they're like, never mind, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, I don't talk to you anyway. But anyway, no, so I feel like that tattoo is because the definition is to rise in opposition against a structure of government or like society or whatever. The man. So pretty much I'm just like, okay, with my lifestyle, it's certain things that I refrain from doing, and I guess it's contrary to a lot of like society or popular opinions. So with that being said, hey, you guys, I'm still a fun person. I'm still fun. I just want to know. With that being said, it's like it kind of introduces people into who I am. You know what I'm saying? Just a few, like, basic stuff. Like, it's not like, some holier than thou person.
Yeah.
But just certain things. Like, we grew up with certain beliefs and just, like, drinking, smoking. I don't do that. I don't curse, Like, all these different things I don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I believe in waiting till you're married to have sex. I feel like all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, not the best representative. But, everybody falls short of the will of God. But then you get back into it and you're saved. So, I am celibate, and I am, all these different things. So, living that type of lifestyle, people are like, oh, wow, seeing a lot of things that I guess I don't do that they would expect. And, so then it just kind of lays that foundation. So, they see my tattoo and they ask about it. I think, again, like I was saying with the artwork, expressing myself, tattoos, you know what I'm saying, definitely can be an expression as well. I feel like, based on however you see things, it can be an expression. But for me, that was an expression for me, putting that on my arm and then just letting people basically I'm rising in opposition to the norms of society. And building my own lane. It's just so weird, it's a whole lot of different things that about with being a creative, you know what I'm saying? And like you talked about, basically not with who you surround yourself with and not compromising your morals and stuff. So it's a lot of morals that I have, but at the same time it's I don't know, too churchy for the street folks, but then not holy enough for the church folks.
Right.
So
the middle ground. And it's just we've had this conversation so many times over the years, and it's just feeling like you are just in your own kind of world,
like
and
a unicorn.
Yeah,
Really
you're like, where do I fit in? But you could drive yourself.
I want to dance with somebody.
You could drive yourself crazy if
Yeah.
you are like, oh, like, I don't fit in anywhere. What do I do? I'm really all alone. We had the luxury of having siblings and being able to have that support system, but everybody doesn't.
Everybody don't.
And that's why I think that's why it's important to have conversations like this, so that that random person that happens to come across this video and it's like, wait, I feel the same way, or I grew up the same way, and now they know that they're not alone, and there are other people that are out there that feel the same way or experience similar had similar experiences.
Yeah. So it's just cool. So it's like having that tattoo that represented that for me too. And but yeah, so it just put my beliefs on your front street pretty much. And so when people come up, anybody out there, you want to be light and you want to spew what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? So that when people do approach you, they know what they're coming into.
Yeah.
You know, definitely. And that kind of sets the tone for where things are going to go. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with the romantic relationship or just relationships in general, like friendships or business relationships, because even the people you do business with too, like, you know what I'm saying, you want to be an entrepreneur,
right?
You know what I'm saying, or you're working in a job setting and you want a promotion and stuff, you got to realize when you get that promotion, you're going to be on a higher level, so whoever you're going to be surrounded by is going to be a certain, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a certain team of people.
Right.
So it's like, even with that, like, you have to take those things into consideration, and you have to set the tone for that, you know what I'm saying, wherever it is, office setting, or if you a manager at like the randomest place, I don't know, a pizza shop or something like that, still though, like, you're going new heights, new levels, like, you have to see who you're going to be surrounded by now, or you're trying so hard to get that GM position, or whatever it is, start your own business, and you want to network with people. You have to, like, you know what I'm saying, set that tone of who you are. So even it can kind of set the tone of what you all's relationship will be, because it might not be the way y'all type friends. You know what I'm saying? So it could be to where you just need somebody to, like, when y'all talk business, y'all just talk business. And with you presenting who you are, it's going to make them come at you a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it helps, like, set you all's dynamic up. You know what I'm saying? So just on every level, I feel like that definitely helps to show who you are. It isn't just who I'm going to date and who I'm friends with, but it's also like just doing business, you know what I'm saying, being an entrepreneur, or just having a degree and working a career, or just having not going to college but getting a job, a good paying job, a full-time job, and trying to get up, be a team lead, or be a manager, or work long enough as a manager that you can become a GM just through experience.
Right.
You know, whatever it is, like relationships, you have to set the tone. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very true. And the point that you were making about just being in different settings and basically being unapologetic. I guess that's the best way to sum it up. Is like, be unapologetically you. So you are able to, with varying degrees, express your thoughts, your beliefs, what makes you you, what makes you, what wakes you up each day, what you're passionate about. And when people come to know that, I think people will appreciate that too. Because I know for me growing up, if I was expressing like, oh, well, I don't do this or that because, my beliefs, I felt like bashful. And I was like, yeah, I was going to say I don't drink, but this was like, I'm talking about when I was a kid. So, like,
what? As an 8-year-old.
Yeah. What? You But yeah. So, growing up, if I felt like bashful or didn't want to admit that I didn't do something because of my beliefs or the way that I was raised.
Yeah.
But like as an adult, and things develop as far as what you, I guess, hold on to, ideas. Things transform over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
And it helps to shape your viewpoint and who you are. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as an adult, you also realize that you don't have to apologize for who you are as far as,
or who you were.
Yeah, who you are now. Especially with that, like, there's room for forgiveness, and if there was something that you did that just, like, morally across the board, everyone knows is wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But if you have changed from that, you've grown over the years, and you acknowledge that it was wrong, but you're not in that place anymore. You don't have to keep carrying that guilt.
Yeah.
And so just being unapologetically you, as long as you're not harming anyone, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Then, you know, embracing that and not feeling like you have to hide that away or be ashamed of that, because there's somebody out there for you. There's somebody who relates to you and wants to befriend you in whatever way. Like, nobody is ever completely alone. Sometimes it might take a little effort to find that other person. If it's like, a lot of times, honestly, with technology and being online, you can make great connections with people that you had never even considered before, just through that gift of having technology. But just being careful with that too, and making sure that you're not compromising who you are or hiding behind something, and just being genuinely you. So I think that's really important. And all that came from that idea of being a loner, and you know, how that fits into relationships. But I mean, it is a huge deal, especially if we look at our, you know, like, we're millennials and looking at the generation of people coming up behind us. Like, technology is so ingrained in who they are, and to a degree who we are, and so it affects our communication. It affects how we speak to others, if we talk to each other, or if we're just like buried in our phones. It affects us in so many ways. So I think it just is natural to talk about being a loner or being social, and how that plays into things, because it's affecting us in great ways. So. And with that idea of like other people's opinions that you were touching on, I wanted to ask you about that, because you were saying, hey, as I get older, I care less about other people's opinions and what they think, and then also I surprise a lot of people because they may have a certain assumption that they make about me based upon, you know, just looking at me or my tattoo or whatever it is. And so I just want to address that. There are stereotypes that are out there that some people subscribe to, not all people, some people subscribe to, whether it's about young men, whether it's about African American men, whether it's about somebody of faith, whatever it is, there are stereotypes that some people subscribe to because they assume that they know who you are before getting the chance to talk to you and truly get to know you. So let me know, just kind of speak to that, if there are specific like judgments or something that you experience from other people, if you maybe have an example of that, where they subscribe to a stereotype about you and it was untrue. How did you address that? How did you change that person's way of thinking? Or, you know, maybe you didn't change their way of thinking. Maybe, hey, they think what they think. You can't do anything about it. But how do you, how are you at peace with yourself in that situation? How did you walk away from that and be like, you know, I know who I am, and you know, I guess just, I'm rambling now, but speak to that, please.
Yeah, so I think with stereotypes and things of that nature, I can definitely say a lot of people, they would assume a lot of things about me.
Yeah. Because
I am a loner, and I think it's just from that building that relationship with God and with myself, to where I'm so relaxed and just chill all the time. Like, I was so mellow, and sometimes when I be really chill, like, my eyes would be kind of low. So people will always think that I smoke.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't. They always think, like, sometimes I be on jobs and the other guys are talking about how they gonna get lit tonight, and they just be like, bro, you know what I'm saying, we finna roll up one. They're like, you smoke? And I'm like, oh no, I don't even smoke. And they're like, oh, okay, it's cool, but I know you drink a little something. And I'm just like, nah, I don't drink either. And they were like, what? And stuff like that. Or, you know, I worked at another job and the person was like, more and more I work around you, I realize you don't curse. And I was like, yeah, I don't. Like that, you know, and so it's like, it's never anything where I'm trying to sit out there and be like, hey, you know, I don't do this and I don't do that, so I'm perfect, you know, but it's just like, people catch on. And that's that part about when I was saying, when you're in a group, be that light and let it shine through. Or when you're out in public and you just let that spew and show people who you are. Because, like, I don't have to sit here and tell you I don't do this and do that. Now, that's somebody that's operating out of pride. That's somebody who, and you can only operate out of pride so long before you fall. Like, you'll reach your downfall, your demise. So it's like, you have to be a humble person. You have to be a meek person too, to know that you can go out and say whatever or do whatever, but instead you reserve yourself. You know what I'm saying? The most humblest way. So I am a very meek man. I would consider myself that, and very humble. So I just live life. I am who I am, and I just live that. You will never, you could never, your words can never speak for who you are like your actions will. That's period.
Right.
That's ever
Yes.
anybody. So I feel like definitely stepping out there. There are a lot of stereotypes just from job to job. Like my peers, who are young black men too, and making their assumptions. I'm just like, oh no, I don't partake in that. Or what I'm saying, or it may be things that they don't partake in that I do.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, what I'm saying. Yeah, I make time for Bible study. What I'm saying, whether it's at the church on Wednesday night or I'm working a type of job that doesn't allow it. Well, on my own time, you know what I'm saying, I read the Bible and I go back and I set questions for myself that I go in the Bible and try to find answers to and things of that nature, and just spend time like doing my own fast. You know what I'm saying? It may just be a 7-day fast. Whatever it is. So just taking those different things and or telling them like, oh yeah, I paint and I put it on the canvas, or I do this, or I do that, and they're just like, oh wow, you do that, you do that. So it's different things that I partake in it, just not spiritual things, but also just fun things that they would be like, oh, I wouldn't be confident enough in myself to do that.
Right.
Recently, I went and just bought a skateboard because I was like, we used to play Tony Hawk games on my PlayStation 1 when I was little and stuff, and I always liked skateboarding, but there was a fear that I would fall and break my bones. Yeah. And then one day I was like, look, I don't think skateboards are that like expensive, like just a little beginner type. So I went to Walmart and bought me an $8 helmet and a $24 skateboard. Yeah. And then I just looked on YouTube the basic steps to steering and stopping. And then I was sitting there and I just felt led, like, look up how to fall so you don't break a bone. So I just looked up some videos how to fall, and they just basically broke down your chest, stomach, and back and butt are like the main parts that are going to hit the ground. So everything is just bracing your fall. But make sure you don't lock out your arms or lock out your legs when you're getting ready to fall. You won't break anything. So you just bend your elbows and you push yourself aside. You fall to the ground or whatever. So you avoid breaking bones, and then you just go ahead and know that the biggest parts of your body is what's going to hit the ground. And once I seen that, I was able to overcome that fear and step on a skateboard and start skating. So things of that nature, even where people are like, oh wow, you're actually partaking in that. You're teaching yourself how to do this and the third. So it's different to them. Yeah. And so then like I get to not only knock down their assumptions, but then also I get to introduce to them what I really do have a value in me. So yeah, I mean, even working at another job where girls like asking me, do I have a kid? And I was telling her no, and she was like, that's weird. But it's like, what's so weird about that? But it's like, people expect for, young black male my age, I'm 25, to like have a kid, you know what I'm saying? Because we see it so predominantly, I feel like, in our community where a lot of people are having children at a younger age, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody, but you see it, I feel like, well, I don't want to say you see it a lot, but I want to say that is a stereotype because you will see younger people with children.
Or you see it portrayed. Like, that is what's heavily portrayed. So not necessarily that it is the case, it's what you're seeing presented.
Yeah, so that's exactly to the words out of my mouth. So that's what it is. So it's like people just automatically, oh yeah, all young black loves that kid. All young black men have a baby somewhere and got baby mamas and baby mama drama. And yeah, like you said, it's portrayed. So that's what you see in the TV shows and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, nah, that's not real life. So it's like, no, I don't smoke. No, I don't drink. No, I don't curse. No, I don't have a baby mama. I don't have kids. No, I don't even plan to have kids. Then it's like, no, I'm not out here with like a million different girlfriends. Right. I'm some player. You know what I'm saying? Like all this different stuff. Like I've never been to jail. I've never been none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had a speeding ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, I don't do all that different stuff. Like I have one tattoo, and like I used to want a whole bunch of tattoos, but like what I'm saying, even nowadays, like again, portrayal. So they see the rappers with tattoos, and they say, oh, So it's just like, and I'm not doing that for anybody, but like I just myself, I got this one tattoo, and I feel like it says 1,000 things for me. Right. That like I really don't need any more. If I chose to, it would just be out of like my love for art, because I'm an artist. But outside of that, like I don't feel like I need it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be covered in tattoo, all this different stuff. So it's just like I knocked down a lot of their stereotypes. I'm not some portrayal again. Not some violent person. I'm not this. I'm so meek and so humble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so just establishing that relationship with God, it just really shows you like, hey, I come from, my ancestors come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
were just having that conversation the other night. People made jokes growing up like, you African booty scratcher, and all this different stuff, calling each other those names and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so ignorant because at the end of the day, it's like, or they'll laugh at the way, I don't know, African people may dress or the way their hair is,
Or the way they talk.
the way they talk.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's so ignorant because literally there is no you without them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, if our ancestors were not brought here enslaved and then overcome slavery, there would not be a you today in America. So it's like you can't even. So if there's a African person who moves from Africa and comes straight here, it's gonna be nothing but love from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Personally, because I see that you are my roots. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I look at you, I see myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even in that too, just realizing your roots and your culture and stuff, but then also knowing who you are as a child of God. I can say definitely my faith is what propelled me into being who I am today. I don't just credit it to knocking down stereotypes just to say that I'm not what you think. I wouldn't care if I was what you thought. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it comes down to my relationship with God. I have those roots. I have to represent my culture. I am an African American male and I'm proud of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I will always be proud of it. But then at the end of the day too though, I know that I'm a child of God, so no matter what, you know what I'm saying, race I were to be created, I would still serve the same God and I would still be created by the same God as everyone else. But I'm proud to be who he created me to be. I'm glad that I came out African American male and I take absolute pride in it.
Yes.
But knowing that I'm a child of God too separates me from stereotypes because I don't live by what everybody else thinks or what, like, it don't matter. If I can be a black man and be an artist. I can be a black man and be a financial, advisor. I could be a black man and be a bank teller. I could be a black man and be, so it don't matter about the race because within your race, there are so many different lanes for your particular race and your culture. So it's just about knowing that you're a child of God and what your purpose is, really, at the end of the day. So my purpose being at the forefront, which I recently found out is like health and wellness, and to take on a plant-based lifestyle and be healthier to where I can take on ventures like skating and learning how to swim and do all these different things like that and learning how to surf. Me being a healthier me blessed me with even more confidence than what I already instilled in myself growing up. And me embodying being a child of God, and then embodying being a healthy version of me to my healthiest ability, like, that will encourage other people. That is my purpose, to be the healthiest form of who I am mentally and physically in order to affect other people to want to be on my level, to think how I think, to be outspoken, to be transparent to a certain degree, and then to be able to take care of themselves. You love yourself, you're going to take care of yourself. I love who I am. I love who I was created to be. So now I want to be the best version of that. So me pushing other people to be that, I'm just trying to be an influence to other people. That's my purpose, I believe. And so in finding my purpose, I'm not in a position to have a child at the moment because my purpose is so at the forefront. I'm not in a position to be under the influence of any substance because 365 days a year, I need to have the clarity and be as coherent as possible to be able to run this purpose properly to affect other people's lives. So it's not a matter of I don't want to be what you expect me to be. It's a matter of I am who I am, and I am also a child of God. So I have a purpose at hand that I have to tend to, and certain things just are not going to help me in fulfilling what that purpose is. So definitely in the natural, knocking down stereotypes feels fantastic, but then also there's an underlining meaning with it as well. What I'm doing, there is a purpose to it, and I feel like it's a heavy influence that can affect a lot of other African American males, and then just give insights to those who are not African American or to African American women when they see this, to be like, oh, okay, I see where he's coming from, and it gives them a different approach, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to dating as well. And just to be an influence not only to African American men, but also to all men too as well, where you can see me perform in this type of way with all these stereotypes against me with being who I am in American society
Yeah.
and how I'm looked at. Well, if I can come against the odds and you aren't my race, then you know you can. Whether it's in America, they may feel like you're more privileged because you are Caucasian. Well, if they have their stereotypes for you with that too, being more privileged, then they have their stereotypes for me. Well, if you see me come against my stereotypes to uplift my other African American brothers with stereotypes against them too, if you can see us doing it, then you know you can. And then if you're another race coming over here and there are stereotypes for you, if you're Middle Eastern and you feel like people try to portray you as some terrorist or whatever it is, or Asian, and everybody try to joke on you and say how smart you are, but you may be battling with the fact that you're coming up short with your education and stuff, and you feel like people have a stereotype on me like I'm supposed to be super smart, but I can't even get past this and the third. So am I less than? Because people expect me to be smart. So whatever your stereotypes are, I feel like with me setting the tone too, with my community, it can establish something in you all as well in your community, and you can feel like you want to be a better version. And even outside of just the race, but then also the sex. You know what I'm saying? The gender. If you're a woman, you're a black woman, and you feel like the world's against you. If you're a woman in general, and you feel like the world's against you, or you're another race and you're a woman, you know what I'm saying? You can look at us stand up and me stand up, do what I do for the rest of my brothers to stand up and do what they do, and you can be inspired as well. And then watching African American men join together, you know what I'm saying, and do what we do, you know, that can inspire women too to set apart whatever differences and whatnot, so that they can join together as women too. Definitely. And be able to rise together and do things. So I just think it's about knocking down those stereotypes, and then it's about building a foundation and then building off of that and inspiring other people to do the same.
I love what you said. That was beautiful. Like the question I asked and the way that your answer unfolded. I mean, like I couldn't word it better myself. And I love that you were inclusive with it all. And seriously, like it goes beyond. You know, there's the stereotype. There's knocking down the stereotype. There's the reason why you're like, I am not what you think I am. And then also, hey, by the way, you are not what they think you are. You're not defined by what people want to place upon you. And so you know who you are. You have your sense of self. Go forward with that and allow that to inspire you in whatever endeavor it is that you want to undertake. Because, you know, you run into doubt and you're like, if you're like, I want to skateboard. You want to skateboard? What? You want to do this and that? And you're going to get people that are like, no, you know, you past your prime, or people are like, you don't do that, whatever it is. And you're like, okay, well, that's what you think, but I'm going to go about it. I'm going to still pursue it. And so, absolutely beautiful what you were saying. Like I said, I could not have said it better myself. Honestly, it puts me in awe a lot of the times. I've expressed this before with somebody else that I interviewed, but when I, you know, have questions in mind that I want to ask people, like, I have a direction and I'm like, well, I think it's going in this way. This is what they'll probably respond with, but it's never ever what I think. It seeds it. So that was awesome what you said. I love it. I love it. I hope people they're watching and like picking up these vibes too. But just a couple more questions for you before we wrap it up, because it's been a great conversation. It's been an in-depth conversation. So I wanted to ask you, you know, you're talking about being an influence on other people, and if anybody's an influence, it's definitely people in pop culture. So artists, musicians, authors, anybody you can think of. Who are your influences like now? And maybe, I mean, if it's growing up, if it was a specific person, what figures in pop culture were ones that influenced you? And just, if you just kind of give me some insight as to why, if it was that, you know, they had like an awesome message or whatever it was. I'm just wondering, who are some influences for you from pop culture?
From pop culture, I can definitely say it's a ton of people, but I guess I'll try to think of a few off the top of my head. But I know growing up, like listening to gospel music and whatnot, I know Kurt Franklin was always one, because he was always willing to deliver the message, but he always did it in his own way. So, you know, with his contemporary music, and so it was kind of like getting bashed from the old school church, but then reeling in people who weren't even technically like saved because they loved the sound of his music. And then he was always still stylish and took care of himself and was like a well put together man. So it was just like, seeing that like, oh, you can be saved, do what you love, make money, and look good while doing it. You know, that was always an influence. Then I can definitely say like just going off into other stuff like with art. I know in the art world like there's an artist Paper Frank. He's from Atlanta and he's a young artist and he just does really cool drawings. He did an interview where he expressed that basically growing up, him and his sister grew up with his mom. Like his dad and mom divorced. His dad moved to another state, and he lived with his mom and his sister. And his mom's an alcoholic, and he grew up with his little sister. And so pretty much it was kind of like he was protecting her, and he kind of like watched over his little sister. So his characters, it's a little boy and a little girl, and they're based off him and his little sister.
Aww.
And so it's really cool. And it's like them always with this big lion that's protecting them and stuff. So it's really cool. I love his artwork. And then also just people, I love fashion too, being an artist. So then in the fashion world, Luca, I believe his last name is Sabat. But he's pretty cool. His dad's from New York. His mom is, I think, from France. And so he's a model, a young black model, and he's just cool with his fashion and stuff.
Actor too, right? And Grownish.
Yeah, actor too. And branching out doing acting and stuff. So he's really cool. And he has a best friend named Kerwin Frost. And Kerwin Frost is like a DJ. He has a clothing line, all this different stuff like that. And he's really cool too. And he's crazy with the fashion. He doesn't care what people think. And I'm the same way. So I really like them. I think when it comes to fitness too, because I eat healthy. So with fitness, is a guy named Mike Rashid. And Mike Rashid, he's a really awesome businessman. Like, awesome businessman. Like, I mean, he's a nutritionist. He's a personal trainer. All these different things. And he's just a great example, again, of making money, doing what you love, looking good while you're doing it.
Right.
And so he's somebody really awesome and just very intelligent. He's super intelligent when he talks. And I think another person, like, spiritually, too, would be, like, Joel Osteen. I really like Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen, is cool watching him, like, how he was a camera person behind, the set for his dad for years. And when his dad passed away, like, having that huge moment in his life, and having to go through that pain, but then having to step up and take his father's place. And he was saying how also like it was nerve-wracking standing up there, and he was nervous and all these different things. But he said he had to fight through it, and he had to just overcome it. And lastly, rapping Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane, I don't know, just seeing him like also his transformation coming out of prison recently. You know, he rapped for years, and he went to prison for like gun possession and drugs. And he was abusing substances and was just kind of getting out of control. And he went to prison and came back out, and he's sober. He's totally healthy, like super in shape. Lost a ton of weight, like lost like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Like all this different stuff. But throughout his music over the years, he just always kind of like pushed like grinding and being able to shine after you do it. So that always felt good to me. Like I just put in this hard work, and at the end, I'll see all the blessings from it. I'll reap what I sowed. So them two, and then I think Busta Rhymes too, because he was just so crazy, and like his old videos and stuff, he was just being himself and out there. And I loved it. And Missy Elliott too. Yeah. And so those two as well. But yeah, those are a lot of influence and stuff, along with a lot of other people. But those stick out very predominantly in my mind. So yeah.
Yeah, and I like. Well, first of all, I like the transition from Joel Osteen to Gucci Mane, but also in people like Busta and Missy Elliott, I think we've discussed this before, but like their creativity and how innovative they were. Because if you go back and look at the videos, like they're like nothing you had seen before up to that point, and really nothing that you see not like, especially in these times. If you look at
not as creative.
Like people are not as creative. Or
no storyline.
Yeah, no storyline. Or even if they're not afraid to be like the weirdo, it's just not.
It's not the same. Like they had the costume, the colors, the fisheye lens on the camera, and all this different stuff. And it was just the different like holds and stuff for a long time. Notes and just not really like yell in the camera and just random stuff and repeat stuff over and over and over again, but it didn't sound dumb to you. You know what I'm saying? It was just all the different stuff.
I think a lot of people
ODB, everybody.
I think a lot of people are preoccupied with being cool these days. and so it's like, oh, I'm too cool to, make this face or make this sound or dress this certain way. So yeah.
Yeah, I care about other people's opinion.
Yeah, too much, and it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But finally, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you this final question. I would like to know. I'm curious. These days, what brings you joy? What makes you genuinely happy?
Genuinely happy, I think it's just being me and establishing a relationship with God. If I could tell anybody anything, that would be that would be the first thing I would say when I'm giving you encouragement. It's to establish a relationship with God and find out who you are. It's the scariest thing in the world, but it's the most peaceful thing in the world. Like, you have to get uncomfortably comfortable with who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, once you realize who you are, it's scary. Because you never see yourself that high up in your eyes. But once you realize how much influence you have and who you are, it becomes scary, because it's like, I really have power. And I didn't even realize this. So it's just being who I am, knowing who I am, and then establishing that relationship with God. When I say establishing a relationship with God, reading to find out who He is, reading to find out what He did for people throughout the years, how they overcame things, and what they received in the end by listening to His instruction. Then knowing, because He loves us so much and because He's there for us so much, I can fellowship with Him and Jesus like never before. I can talk to them how I want to talk to them. Things like I don't feel comfortable telling a friend or family, I can tell Him. You know what I'm saying? I can be super honest with Him, because I can hide how I feel. I can express how I feel, but even if I'm being open with you, transparent, I can tell you how I feel, but you can't feel how I feel.
Right.
For real. So I can tell Him, and He know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? He lives in me. So just having that relationship, being able to just talk to God, and being able to receive instruction from Him, follow it, and then get confirmations feels so beautiful. Like these days, I only get excited about spiritual things. Like, those are the only things that excite me. I have fun naturally, hanging out, laughing, eating food, whatever. But I get excited from spiritual things. Like, it's like, whoa, getting confirmation, whoa, hearing something, then seeing it play out. Like, it's so crazy. So I think those are things that really bring me joy. Like, for the first time in my life, I actually really feel fulfilled, and I feel like I do have joy, and I am fulfilled. So it's like, I don't lack for anything. And having that relationship with God, I don't have everything in the world. I'm not no rich man at all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't lack. Like, I eat every day, and there is something for me to put on and wear. You know what I'm saying? I have somewhere to lay my head. You know what I'm saying? So I don't lack for anything. And once you really establish that relationship with God, you also start to see how much He matters to you and how less these things matter. I used to want a mansion with a G-Class and a BMW i8 and all this different stuff like that, but then the more I start to get closer to God, the less shiny things matter to me. Like, I don't care about them anymore, because a car, you're going to have to have upkeep. A house, you're going to have upkeep. But with God, you have upkeep, but He always going to be there. I might wreck that car. I can't wreck God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, knowing that He's there and always having Him, that feels so good, to the point that I know, like, I would be just as happy sleeping under a bridge in a cardboard box. Because it doesn't matter whether I'm in a house with a fancy car or whether I'm under a bridge in a cardboard box. I still get to sleep and wake up just like I would in a house. You know what I'm saying? That transportation might not be that sports car, but I got 2 feet I can walk on. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that, you got a wheelchair. You got whatever, some type of transportation to get you somewhere to and fro. You know what I'm saying? So God will always bless me with transportation in some type of way. And He will always bless me to be able to lay my head down somewhere and wake up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. As long as I got Him and I'm praying and I'm talking to Him, it don't matter. He's always there. If I were homeless, I kid you not, I would be just as happy as the richest man in the world, because I got God. And if I prayed to Him, I could ask Him to bless somebody to bless me with $2 for the day. And they give me $2, I can go find something to eat. You know what I'm saying? As a homeless man. You know what I'm saying? If I don't eat for that day, I know He gonna feed me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Something. Like, there's always gonna be something. You know what I'm saying? And if I got a relationship with God, I know faith without works is dead. So even I'm going to go out, even being homeless, I'm going to walk up to somebody and ask for $1, and ask for $1, and ask for $1, and a million people can tell me no, but somebody going to tell me yeah, because I got faith. You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting in the work. So it really do not matter to me. So I think it's really just my relationship with God and knowing who I am that gives me joy. That's the only thing that gives me joy. Somebody else can be an addition to my joy, make me happy, but nobody can give me joy. I have that on my own. So I absolutely love that, and that is the number one thing in my life right now that keeps me pushing each and every day. I don't care where I work. I don't care where I sleep at. I don't care what I'm eating, as long as it's healthy, it's vegan. I don't care as long as I'm being fulfilled for the day. So it don't matter. It don't matter what I put on and we're out the house. It don't matter what I'm driving. As long as I got something to drive, something to put on, something to eat. That's it.
Yeah, I think with that wraps it up, and I think that fits perfectly in line with my inspiration for the title for this video. My videos and my blogs, the inspiration from them are lyrics and songs. And there's a Nina Simone song called "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood." And there are lines in it about being carefree and having joy that's hard to hide. And I think that basically summed up kind of what you were saying, the source of your joy and just how you approach life overall. It was a great, really insightful conversation. It's, we have our conversations on our own, but I think that you just were able to convey your thoughts and ideas and your emotions very clearly. And I hope that it affects somebody out there in a positive way. I hope that somebody out there is able to connect with what Will is saying. And I appreciate you for sitting down and taking time to talk to me about this.
You're in there.
Yeah, and so with each of my videos, I write a accompanying blog. If you go to the description area of this video, you'll see the link to the blog, and then you'll see the title of the song and the artist if ever you want to look into it. And it's the case for all of my videos where I'm interviewing people. I write blogs that accompany it, and the videos that I create on my own, you'll see the titles and the artists for the songs there as well. So just check it out. I hope that if this is your first time viewing one of my videos, I hope that you like it. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to see more content like this. I talk about communication in my videos. So I've experienced over the period of time being an introvert, some of the things that stereotypically come with that. Sometimes it's just being, when you're more reserved, there are people that have judgments about you, but then also internally I struggled with communicating with people, so finding the right words to say. I want to be a better communicator so that I can hold an effective conversation with somebody and know the right things to say. And so I talk to different people about that when I interview them. Communication in its different forms. So if it's through creativity, if it's from the point of view of a male or whatever it is, it's just different aspects of communication. And then I also talk about communication and my successes, my failures with it in my videos where I'm solo. So hello to my subscribers, my OG subscribers. Hello to any of my new subscribers. I'm so excited that you're here. I appreciate you so much for taking time to watch this video. I hope that you're gaining something from it, and I'm excited to keep creating more content like this because you're what's making it possible. You're part of what's driving this. Is without the people there watching it and giving your awesome feedback and connecting with me in different ways, without you, there'd kind of be no reason for me to do it, now would it? So I thank you so much. Thanks again, Will. This has been fun. This has been exciting. It's been encouraging. It's been everything, really. It's been everything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great week. I will see you next week with a new video.
All right.
Bye.